Had to happen really sooner or later, but of course one might suspect that this has come as a bit of a shock, basically to someone who's so fragile that, let's be honest, every single thing has been micromanaged ever since she stepped out onto the royal network, as it were. By marrying Prince Harry, Meghan Markle thought she was immune to any critics or indeed anybody attacking her, simply because of that royal association. Well, it did work for a while, didn't it? Let's not forget, of course, when she forgot that she'd assisted with that ill-fated book. Well, basically, the Crown Court over here, the court decided that, no, she wasn't sort of guilty of anything. Anybody else would have been slapped with a fine, but seemingly that was the power for Meghan Markle then. Things have taken a dramatic turn for the worst. Let me explain. Hi, good morning. Nice to see you. By the way, thank you for your lovely comments regarding the late David Soul. And what a guy. Nice guy, actually. A conflicting sort of personality, as I said in the report. We like to be fair and balanced. But for me, always polite, always fun. And, really just a kid, something of your childhood, isn't it? And that royal connection, if you haven't seen the video, do check it out. It does seem, whenever you look at anything, that there was one particular senior royal, i.e. Princess Margaret, that was very prolific in meeting the people of the moment, the hottest thing, quite frankly, at the moment in showbiz. She was there, all right. I'm surprised she didn't shoehorn herself into Charlie's Angels, Maybe she did. We need to check that, yes. Back as ever to your breaking royal story of the day. Now, it's fascinating this because, as we now know, Meghan and Harry were not invited to the Golden Globes Awards. Whatever their PR spin wants to say, listen, the true story was this. Once they knew that they were not nominated for their docuseries, their thing is, what's the point? Meghan turned up solo at that Variety red carpet thing, dressed to head to foot in beige, simply because she was promoting herself, hopefully promoting her production team. But according to a very well-placed source out in Montecito, Meghan has been in floods of tears since the brutal mocking of the comedian literally on the stage. And she can't believe, and this is the crux of the story, I believe, that her own has turned upon her. You see, Prince Harry couldn't care less. He's used to criticism. He's been in the British monarchy for years. He understands how it rolls. That's the gig, as it were. But for Meghan, bit of a shock. How on earth? Why would anybody wish to attack her in such a way? Apparently she feels, what has she done? Now, the idea really was that, if she had have been nominated, that she would have graciously attended said Golden Globe Awards. But then the minute she realised that she wasn't, well, there was a problem. Now, according to that source, basically her agent, William Morris Endeavour, felt she should have attended and basically laughed along, because the bottom line was this would reposition her as a community sort of. They felt, of course, that Meghan should indeed have attended that particular award show. William Morris felt that this would reposition her as someone with a sense of humour and able to laugh at herself. But apparently she wasn't wanting to do that. And then, of course, no doubt sat at home in the mansion in Montecito in floods of tears, I've been told, because she just feels that everybody's attacking her and everybody's against her. Forgetting, of course, that she rolled the dice first and basically started it off. Forget South Park, forget Family Guy. Comedians now see you as fodder. And the bottom line is, crocodile tears at this point in the proceedings simply won't cut it. As for Meghan and Harry to reposition themselves as entertainment gurus with their Archwell production company is going to prove more and increasingly harder for William Morris Endeavour. They are very good at their job, there's no two ways about it. But as many people know, you can't lead a horse to water. The bottom line is you have to give and take both ways. Meghan crying at home will solve nothing. But for her, for a former cast member literally on the stage and being mocked by a comedian, is a real hardship. And more importantly, she will realise exactly, even in her darkest moments, where she now stands, royal associate or not. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.